Professeur BOUCHAFFRA, bonjour et bienvenue
Bonjour.
à cette entrevue. Merci d'avoir accepté de faire avec nous cette interview qui apparaîtra dans le prochain numéro du bulletin du CDTA, dont le thème principal est l'intelligence artificielle. Nous avons donc le privilège de discuter avec un éminent spécialiste de l'IA, un domaine en constante évolution. Nous espérons que cette interview apportera un éclairage précieux sur les avancées récentes, les défis et les opportunités de cette technologie révolutionnaire. Sans plus tarder, professeur BOUCHAFFRA, nous allons commencer cette interview. Bien sûr, on va commencer par vous poser la première question. Parlez-nous un peu de votre parcours, en général, d'une manière générale.
Okay, thank you for inviting me to this interview, and I'm very glad to talk with you about this very hot topic. So my small biographical sketch will be, I started at the Lycée Technique d'Alger, where I got my baccalaureate in my technique mathematics. Then I joined the University of Babzoa, UST, University of Science and Technology. And then I was in the Department of Mathematics. And then after my DES, which is Diplôme d'études supérieures at the time, I joined Grenoble University. So I went to France, where I did my DEA, and I earned my PhD in computer science and mathematics. And then after that, I joined the University of Montreal, Canada, when I spent 1 year postdoctoral position there in the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science. And then I went to the United States of America, USA, as a senior research scientist at New York University. Then I joined Michigan for my professorship. Means that I went from the industrial world to the academia. So I became an assistant professor, and then I joined Louisiana for professor in computer science and mathematics. After that, I joined CDTA, as you are familiar with. You saw me there for 10 years. And then I am actually, because of some emergency, I'm actually in the University of Sorbonne, Paris Nord. I'm working in the lab. I am a professor, invited professor at Sorbonne University. This is my career, scholar career, if you want.
Très bien, merci. Professeur, la première question qui s'impose, c'est quoi l'IA et comment elle fonctionne?
Okay. Yeah, this is one of the most important questions people ask usually. Artificial intelligence, really, what is it? It's the simulation of human intelligence. We want to mimic how humans think, what we call cognitive functions of a human, understanding, reasoning, taking decisions, and that we're mimicking human. So it's anthropocentric in the sense that the human is at the center of our preoccupation. We mimic human and we try to code what we learn from a human brain, cognitive functions, such as learning, problem solving. And it is divided into 3 parts. The first AI is called narrow AI, which means we develop some application to specific problems. And this is something which we are doing actually in the world. But what we mean by artificial intelligence in reality is artificial general intelligence. Means we want to build robots, we want to build machines that have this capability of cognitive capability of humans. As I said earlier, we want to mimic a human. And there is the other third one, which is the super artificial intelligence. This is what most people fear in the future. We are afraid of that because then the machine will outperform human capabilities. This is globally how I really state the definition of artificial intelligence. Now you're asking me how it works. So working is different from the definition because working is divided into 4 parts. The first thing is what we are interested in is the input. So the system receive input data, which can come, this data can come into various form. It could be text, it could be images, or it could be sensor readings, reading from sensors. This is the first data input. The second part is the data processing. We're going to process those data. It means we're going to extract meaningful characteristics of the data. We're going to clean the data and prepare them for further analysis. This is then the second one. The third part will be learning. Learning is the core of artificial intelligence. We want to develop some algorithm in order to learn from data. We will learn, for example, how human faces are designed, what are made of, in order to recognize them further and make prediction. So this learning can be supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, depending on the application at hand, or reinforcement learning, like people playing chess, for example. Okay, depending on the type of the algorithm and the available data, we will select the appropriate algorithm, mode of learning. And finally, if you want, we talk what we call decision making. Means then once we have learned, then we need to be tested. It could involve classification of an image. It could involve generative text, like, for example, large language model, LLM, that we are looking, for example. We can recommend products. We can do a lot of things. Since we have learned, I can be tested, and I will be able to perform. If I have developed powerful AI system, I will be able to infer new information, to be tested, to predict. But finally, once, in order to build a complete system, we need to have what we call a feedback loop. Feedback loop means I can evaluate my system and see what are the mistakes that I have made, and then tune those parameters and go back to the system, modify, correct, before trying to sell my system into the industrial world, for example. This is how AI works globally. But the most important thing of AI here is the decision-making process. I should be able to decide in any situation I am encountering. This is to respond to your two questions.
Professeur Bouchafra, on constate souvent qu'il y a confusion entre l'IA et la programmation. Quelle est la différence et les limites entre les deux? Je poserai la question autrement. Quelles sont les limites de l'informatique classique par rapport à l'IA?
Okay, that's a very good question as well. Yes, now we're talking about artificial intelligence, means that we are not anymore in the conventional programming mode. It's done. These are maybe during the 70s or maybe the 60s. I will say 1960, we are doing programming, conventional programming. What really characterizes conventional programming is that we write explicit instruction code that tell the computer exactly what to do in every possible scenario. This instruction follow a predefined logic flow, means that we have to tell the computer at each stage of the operation what to do. Otherwise, the computer will be lost. So the most important point here is that predefined logic flow. Predefined means I know exactly how to tell, what to tell to the computer at any stage of the execution. This has a lot of limitation. Whereas in AI, this is a paradigm shift. It's a complete change. In AI, developers create algorithms that enable machine to learn from data. We don't need to instruct the machine what to do, but we just need to give the machine, to feed the machine with the data and make decisions based on that data without being explicitly programmed for every scenario. AI systems use techniques such as machine learning, deep learning, and to analyze data and improve the performance over time. Then now I've talked about programming paradigm, but also data handling is different in conventional programming compared to AI programming. Conventional programs typically work with what we call structured data. If you don't structure data, the code cannot work. and rely on predefined rules, as I said, and logic to process it. AI systems work with large amount of data, but they are unstructured or semi-structured data. We don't need to work on the data to prepare them. We just put data in the computer. You know, text, images, sensor readings. The system uses algorithms to extract meaningful patterns and insights from the data available. Now, in terms of flexibility and adaptability, conventional programming are designed for specific tasks and may lack flexibility when you face them with unexpected situations, something that they haven't seen before, then they fail. This is a big limitation. They require manual intervention to update rules and logic each time they are in presence of new data or new situations. AI system, in the other hand, they can adapt and learn from new data, allowing them to improve their performance over time, and they can handle a wider range of tasks without being explicitly programmed. So now, in terms of problem solving, you see this difference. Really, this difference are in many different scenarios. I talked about programming paradigm. I talked about data handling. I talked about flexibility. And then at the end, it's the problem-solving approach. The conventional programming focuses on solving specific problems by implementing predefined logic, predefined rules. AI, on the other hand, it's a data-driven, probabilistic, and heuristic approach. Means that we depend only on the data, and we try to approximate, to find a relationship between the data and the target, the classes that we want to uncover, to recognize. So this mapping is found through data autonomously without the intervention of the coder. That's the main difference. In summary, if you want to make a small summary here, conventional programming involves explicitly coding instruction to solve specific problems, whereas AI creates algorithms that enable machine to learn from the data. That's the whole difference between these two modes of programming and AI.
Justement, professeur BOUCHAFFRA, peut-on dire alors que l'IA est une technologie à part entière ou c'est un outil? Est-ce que c'est un outil ou une technologie à part entière?
Yeah, yes. This is really also a very interesting question. Many people ask this question. Artificial intelligence is both. It's at the same time a tool. It can be regarded as a tool, but it's also a technology. A tool because I can employ, if I have a specific task or solve a problem, I can use AI program, for example, or software. AI algorithms and models are utilized by developers and practitioners to achieve a specific task. So, for example, if I want to recognize faces, I can take a code, a software that allows me to train and recognize codes without entering inside the code how the code is written. It's just a tool. So AI tools are widespread. There are many AI tools in various fields and areas in industry, in agriculture. You can use them without knowing how they work. But those people working in technology, they can mimic, they can simulate human intelligence in the machines. These are responsible people, for example, who made ChatGPT and those big large language models. They went inside, they went in the core of the machine and implement what we call cognitive functions, mimicking human behavior, human way of reasoning. That's the technology that's inside. This is the reason AI serves as both a tool that enables automation and enhancements of various tasks, and as a technology that drives innovation and transformation across industry or agriculture field. And this is how I view them.
Merci bien. Donc, pouvez-vous nous dire quel est l'apport de l'IA aux autres disciplines existantes au CDTA et quel est son impact sur les entreprises économiques notamment?
Yes. I talked, yes, several times. You know, AI is being developed very fast. It's something that is changing, revolutionizing the world. And I already talked about this question with some people, with some members of CDTA. AI can be used extensively at CDTA. For example, in microelectronic, in design optimization. Let's just say some examples. I'm gonna give you some examples in different division in at CDTA. For example, in the microelectronic division, we can use AI to optimize the design and layout of integrated circuits by automating the process, for example, of layout generation, improving performance, reducing power consumption, and enhancing reliability. This is just one area. We can also use AI in process control. For example, in microelectronics, AI algorithm can monitor and control semiconductor manufacturing process, such as lithography, for example. Lithography is very appealing for AI. AI can help lithography, the process of printing, etching, the process of cutting using acids, and deposition to improve yield, reduce defect, for example, and increase eventually productivity. I can give you another example, which is fault detection. AI is very good in fault detection. AI-based system can detect and diagnose faults or anomalies in semiconductor fabrication equipment and processes. These are just some tasks where AI can contribute significantly. I can also talk now to the division of laser and, if you want, laser and plasma technology. For example, process optimization. AI can optimize laser and plasma-based manufacturing by controlling parameters. There are some parameters that we know exactly how to control them using AI. For example, beam intensity, frequency, laser frequency, and focus to, we can do this efficiently with high precision. Material analysis, AI eventually can analyze spectroscopic data from laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy, we call the LIBS, for example, for surface microplasma creation. These are people can understand this and can AI. Sometimes they are not familiar with AI techniques and they don't see exactly the significance of AI in this context. Or plasma emission spectroscopy to identify and characterize materials, characterization of materials, for example, aiding in quality control. So we have a lot of area where AI can be. System control is another one. AI-powered control system can dynamically adjust laser and plasma parameter in real time. They can adjust them in real time. We can build an interface and a real-time interface so that we can act and control and these parameters and get feedback based from sensors and predictive models. This is concerning what we call the micro electronics division, but we can also have the same justification, if you want, in robotic division. For example, autonomous navigation. For those people working in robotics, AI enables robots to navigate and interact with the environment autonomously. It is without having a human person directed it or steering it. So it's autonomous navigation using, for example, techniques such as, for example, SLAM, what people know what SLAM is, simultaneous localization and mapping, which is a technique that we use. We can keep track of the agent and having an eye on the environment. We can also use reinforcement learning. We can allow for more efficient and flexible operation in complex environments. These are possible tasks that AI can be involved in robotics. Manipulation and assembly, AI algorithms can enable robots to perform, for example, delicate manipulation tasks, such as picking, placing small electronic equipments in microelectronics. We can also use AI as a collaborative with human. AI facilitate human-robot collaboration by enabling robot to understand and adapt to human intention and behavior. Very often, it's very interesting to see that people sometimes, and we can maybe come to this question, fear AI, but AI and human can make a very interesting team. They can collaborate seamlessly in order to perform a specific task. This is concerning robotics. We can also use AI in telecommunication. For example, in network optimization, it's very, we have a lot of algorithms that can be used, and this AI algorithm can optimize network routing, resource allocation, and traffic management in predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance means, we can analyze data from the network infrastructure component, such as routers, switches, antenna, and to identify potential failures, before they occur. This is very interesting because it's predictive, means that we don't want this failure to occur now, but we have to anticipate these failures. And finally, we can use customer service automation, like, for example, chatbot, virtual assistant. We can have a robot to respond to the phone, for example, for reservation in a restaurant, and customer service in telecommunication, by providing support, resolving common queries, etc. Overall, I can conclude in the contribution of AI at CDTA is immense and profound. AI technologies can steer, can drive innovation and efficiency across various aspects of microelectronic, laser and plasma technology, robotics, and telecommunication. It can lead to advancement in manufacturing, automation, and telecommunication. This is to respond to your questions about the contribution of AI at CDTA.
Merci. D'après vous, professeur, comment situez-vous l'évolution de l'intelligence artificielle en Algérie?
Oh, this is very interesting question, because we're talking about Algeria now and not in the world. Effectively, what we can say, instead of talking in Algeria about the Algerian context is completely different. Why? Because before talking about artificial intelligence being exploited in Algeria, we first need to perform different processes. We need to conduct digitization, what we call numerization, or digitization in English. Means that first we need to transform information from physical to digital form and organize it. This is very often absent in Algeria. In most, institutions I have, been working with, they don't have necessarily an electronic form of digitized form of data, because AI without data is nothing. We're talking about artificial intelligence driven by data, but you need to give me data in order to be able to infer, to take a decision. So in the Algerian context, one of the most important things is to start by digitizing. We say numériser, digitizing means transforming everything we have in digital format, in computers, and organize it. And then after digitization, we need to go into digitalization. Digitalization is different from digitization. Digitalization is the process of automation. We have to make things automated, automatically, and this is not present in this module is not present in the actual institution. And then we need to go further to what we call digital transformation. Digital transformation invokes AI. Means that once we went to digitization, we need to implement artificial intelligence into and make this digital transformation, this digital leap, if you want, a revolution in Algeria. So regarding the context in Algeria, if you want, we need to reshape the way. We have to review our interaction with industrial partners, change the mindset of responsible in Algeria, because they have to follow, they have to believe, they have to have a trust in artificial intelligence. If they have a trust, they can prepare data for that. Preparing data means everything that is in paper has to be digitized first. And then we have to automate the process of getting data. For example, querying a database. This is an automatic process. If I want to query a database, I need to have all the information related to a specific topic, subject, and then getting it. We don't find it necessarily in our institution in Algeria. Then, as I'm repeating myself, then we have to go to digital transformation. And digital transformation, is a module process that relies on artificial intelligence. I hope I have responded to this question. regarding the context of Algeria.
Pardon, Monsieur Bouchafra.
Oui, yes.
Donc, notre industrie n'est pas encore capable d'inclure l'intelligence artificielle dans sa gestion?
Yeah, not all of them can do, because here's the point, because artificial intelligence without the data is nothing.
Yes.
And artificial intelligence work if we have a large amount of data. You know, if you look at the companies or in these big centers, they have gleaned a lot of data, huge amount of data, in order to be able to use, for example, deep learning. Deep learning is, you know, it's a paradigm shift in AI, which it's very powerful paradigm shift that allows you to do a lot of things, but it relies on the immensity of data available on the computers. When I was working with some, you know, industrial partners, they told me that they don't have it currently. They have to work on that to prepare the data before invoking AI algorithm. And maybe not all of them, but I have seen some of them, or maybe many of them, they have not this quantity of data available, what we call a big data repositories available to be able to trigger artificial intelligence algorithms and to exploit them significantly. I hope I have answered your question.
Comme vous le savez, professeur, l'école supérieure de l'IA de Sidi Abdallah cumule 3 années d'expérience. Qu'en pensez-vous? Je poserai ma question autrement. Pourquoi une école, tout simplement?
Very good question. Really, you're asking very interesting questions.
Thank you.
Because this question has been around here. You know, many people ask me these questions before, and I'm happy that you ask them again. This means that they are important questions. First of all, one needs to clarify and define the mission of the school of Sidi Abdallah School. What is the mission? Because, you know, it's not very easy for us to know exactly what are the missions. I'm going to ask you some questions, and through these questions, I'm going to give you some hints, some responses about how to handle it from my standpoint, from my humble opinion. Here it is. One needs to clarify the mission of the school. Is the school oriented towards education only? My question, I have asked this question, is the school oriented toward education? If yes, toward education means l'enseignement. If yes, then it should be located at a university department, and it should not be isolated. Because 90% of AI laboratories are located at universities. And I don't see why it's being taken away. This is mathematics and AI school are together. They should nurture each other. It is for the purpose of pure education. But then one needs to apply this knowledge, this theoretical knowledge, somewhere, somehow, to produce technology and transfer to the industrial world. This, you know, this is a little bit difficult from the school to achieve this goal because there are many constraints. The school is, you know, the educators, the mentors of the professors are taken from universities. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This is the reason why that's not the right way to do. Here is the point. Is the school oriented toward the socio-economic world? Well, if everyone will tell you yes, the school has to help the Algerian economy, the socio-economic world, like what we do in CDTA. Our mission number 1 is to help the socio-economic world. Industry, enterprise. Then if yes, if the school is for industry, for agriculture, for socio-economic world, then its current location is perfect. It's a good location, Sidi Abdallah. But it's not its scope. The curriculum they offer is not ready to be used by industrial partners. The curriculum, its contribution as it's currently will barely succeed or will not succeed most likely. We need different kinds of educators, professors and mentors. With a shift in the curriculum, we have to change the curriculum in order to track industrial world and the socio-economic world. We need to seek those involved in business management, startup, spin-off, development, promoting innovation and services, and should incorporate software engineering. See, that's the difference. What I propose now is that the department at the university should offer department located at the university. This is my proposal, my proposition. The department located at the university is the first phase for a student to acquire theoretical and practical AI background. The background, AI knowledge will be taught at the university, okay? Then the Sidi Abdullah School will welcome the students to offer them business management, startup and spin-off development skills as a second phase of their training program. This two-phases program is more efficient than what exists currently. This is just my humble opinion.
Très bien. Comment le professeur Jamel Bouchafra voit-il l'avenir de l'IA dans le monde?
Oh, the future of AI in the world. God, the future of AI holds tremendous potential. It's a profound, it's continue to transform every aspect of human life. I can give you just some keys, trend, and possibilities for the future of AI. Advanced automation. We are going toward automating routine tasks across industry. Everything will be automatized, leading to increased efficiency, productivity, and cost savings. This is one part of it. As a second part, we're going to AI-driven personalization will become more prevalent, dominant in areas such as education. For example, AI will be able to target students that are weak in their education and propose a specific program for them instead of putting those students among more intelligent students or more advanced students and give them exactly the same program. So this personalized education help promote, the curriculum and education in general. AI algorithm analyze vast amount of data to deliver tailored experiences and recommendation to particular individuals. You see, the word personalized is extremely important here. As a third thing, we can have also autonomous vehicles, like, for example, drones and robots in the future will become more sophisticated, and we can see it right now, and prevalent, transforming transportation, logistics, agriculture, intelligent agriculture. Instead of, having it manually, everything can be monitored, tracked through this drone, airborne devices and other sectors. This system will increasingly operate with no or minimal human intervention. We can also see the future of AI, what we call AI in healthcare. AI will revolutionize healthcare by enabling early disease detection. We can discover the disease earlier before they occur. We can give personalized treatments. We don't give the same medication to every one of us according to our genome. And we will be able to really personalize those medications given data coming from our genomic information. We can also have what we call more accurate medical imaging analysis, drug discovery, virtual health assistant. It will definitely improve patient outcomes, reduce cost, and enhance access to healthcare services. We can also, the future will be also ethical and regulation. Ethics and regulation should be promoted, because without these two, we cannot have a secure AI. AI will assist, and AI greater emphasis on development of ethical AI system and implementing regulation to ensure transparency, fairness, for example, accountability, and privacy protection. So ethical consideration will play a crucial role in the future of AI. We can also have what we call AI-powered creativity. AI will assist in augmenting human creativity in field, for example, art, music, literature, design, filmmaking, and other kind of things. So It will empower creators to explore other possibility. AI can be for social good, for example, initiative, including environmental conservation, conserving the environment, cleaning the environment, disaster response. We can implement AI protocols to respond to some disasters. For example, earthquakes, humanitarian aid addressing social challenges. We can also use AI in what we call augmented intelligence. If I have system that is intelligence, a human will augment his or her own intelligence by providing insight, recommendation, because AI system cannot replace human. Human is always at the core, but AI can boost human intelligence. This is interesting. AI can help us in getting breakthrough. AI research will continue to advance, leading to breakthrough in areas such as natural language understanding. We can see this, with for example, large language models, ChatGPT, computer vision, reinforcement learning, and also quantum computing. Overall, the future of AI holds immense promise that allow improving human well-being. That's how I answered to your question about the future of AI.
Très bien. Professeur, il y a une question que je ne peux pas m'empêcher de vous poser. L'IA investit notre quotidien. Doit-on en avoir peur?
Yes. Many people ask this question. Even you can find this kind of question online. I don't subscribe to this opinion. I don't think that we need to fear AI. The question of whether we should fear AI is complex and depends on various factors. I'm going to give you some of them, including how AI is developed, deployed, and regulated. So the most important things is regulation and ethics. AI has the potential to amplify existing risks, indeed, introduce new ones, such as job displacement. You have people losing their job. Data bias, for example, program that discriminate people in the airplane. For example, Black people in the US are discriminated somehow because of the data AI system use. I told you that AI cannot work without data. Loss of privacy, autonomous weapon system, and other existential risks. There are also ethical concerns. AI system can exhibit bias or unfair behavior. And you can see there are so many things that is present in the data that glean this data. Human collected this data. AI depends on this data. This is also a risk, reflecting the biases present in the data they are trained on, because AI need to be trained on specific data, and most of the time on huge amount of data. Ethical consideration, transparency, accountability, and fairness are crucial in AI development deployment. Regulatory challenges, the rapid advancement of AI pose, indeed, because AI is advancing very fast. So the rapid advancement of AI poses challenges for regulatory frameworks to keep pace with technology development. The technology development is going too fast compared to the regulation, to the laws and ethics we have to be aware of. So effective regulation is needed to address concern related to safety, privacy, security, and ethical use of AI. Rather than fearing AI, I will argue that, rather than fearing AI as a standalone entity, there is potential for collaboration between a human and AI system. I think human has to collaborate with AI and to enhance his or her capabilities. Education awareness, literacy, promoting AI literacy. You see, people need to know what is AI, how AI make reasoning, and the what we call the meta cognitive aspect of it, how to use these cognitive skills. In conclusion, there are justified concern and risk related to the use of AI, but it's vital to approach the technology with a more balanced perspective by facing and addressing ethical, regulatory, in my opinion, and societal challenges proactively. We can harness the fear. We can harness the potential of AI to positively benefit humanity at large while minimizing the potential harm. That's what I believe about, that's how I respond to your question about fearing or not fearing AI.
Doit-on freiner l'avancement de l'IA avant de trouver cette régulation éthique?
A very good question. I don't think we can. Yeah, it will be wise to think like that. I agree with you, but it won't happen. Nobody's going to stop the advancement, the creativity, novelty, the technology inside AI, because we cannot do it. Because there are so many people, spending money in these areas, and the population, is not really well balanced. There are people that would like to benefit from AI without thinking about regulation and ethics. They don't care about this. And there are people that are oriented toward this regulation because they think of it differently. They don't have a big benefit of it, but they mostly fear things to be in control, and we lose control of AI. That's the reason regulation and ethics are being put into this. That's my opinion. But we will never stop this. That we will be always outpaced. I mean, regulation and ethics will be outpaced by technological novelty in AI, in my opinion.
Pour terminer, professeur, je vous remercie vraiment de nous avoir accordé cette interview que je qualifierais de très, très, très captivante. Je vous remercie également pour l'éclairage très, très précieux que vous nous avez apporté.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for this interview also.
Espérons vous retrouver dans d'autres événements, Inch'Allah.
Inshallah. Bye bye for everyone.
Merci beaucoup.
Bye.
Bye.